The leaf is so pretty.
It's gonna be backwards. I was looking on the right. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, we're not live on.
Yes.
Oh, hi everyone.
Hi,
in TV land.
Nobody's joined yet. So the beauty of doing lives. So hi everybody, we're going to give it just a moment for everyone to come in again with us this evening on this special edition of In the Garden with Joyful Living. Last time my special guest was here, we were in the garden on the back patio, but today we are in the garden on the front. You don't actually see most of it because it's on the porch, but it's raining today, so we had to improvise because sometimes life is going to show up in unexpected ways, but we have to be flexible so that we can continue to, one, keep our joy and continue to get the things done that we need to do.
Exactly.
So today, we are here again to talk about breaking the chain
Breaking the chain.
with first-time author Ta-wanda Wilson, my good friend. And so Ta-wanda, you're here in the garden. This is your third trip here
This
now?
is my third trip here. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
what is the importance of having a space like this for people in their day-to-day life?
You know what? I think that it being a place of peace, and that's kind of what you've set it up for, it truly is like a place of peace for someone. So I came over to the garden with my daughter so that we can enjoy it, and to have a place that you can just kind of relax and just really just let go of everything. You know, to de-stress is essential in life, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a garden, but to have some place like that in your home, even if you know it's indoors or outdoors, is essential, because you have to be able to unwind and just really relax and stop thinking.
Right.
And for me, your garden actually does that. It's just really calming and just, you know, just that place where you can just kind of
It's just
just
actually
let go.
soothing just to hear the
Yeah,
rain
the
gently
rain.
falling
Yeah,
now.
definitely.
So I know that stress plays a huge role in our health.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk to us for a minute, just you know, how big of a role stress plays in your day-to-day life and your health?
A huge, it's so much so, it's so big that they call it the silent killer. Right? They call
Yeah.
it the silent killer, and that's actually what we talk about in the book, is the silent killer, because you don't even realize that you're stressed. Most times when you ask somebody if they're stressed, they're like, no, I handle stress pretty fine. I handle it pretty good. But it's not about how you handle it, it's how many times you actually have these major stressful issues, and if you actually completely get outside of them, or if you're continuously feeling like the tiger is chasing your tail. And if so, then eventually it can actually reduce your immune system. And
Wow.
that's essential and really important, especially with everything we have going on with COVID. You know, you really have to be mindful and protect your immune system, because that's the biggest thing. Is if your immune system is fine, then it doesn't matter what's going on in life. Like, you know, you're going to be able to fight off things, and that's what our body is supposed to do, is to be able to fight off different situations and issues that we have. But if we're stressed because of finances or relationships, you know, job, children, you know, spouses, any of that stuff, all
Wow.
of those things are stressful. And in the book we actually have a list of all the things that can actually stress you out.
Okay.
And it's I love
So what's
it.
the name of this wonderful book that
It's
you've written?
called Breaking My Family's Poor Health Chain.
And where can people get that at today to place their pre-orders for it?
So first, you can actually order them off of Amazon, and you can also order them off of our website, and the website is Real Wellness Corp. So that's Real Wellness, RealWellnessCorp, and then book, and it'll take you right there, and you can actually use your PayPal to do that. And then we also have access on Cash App for people who just want to Cash App, you know, us and get the book. We can send that out to you as well, and the Cash App is Real Wellness LLC. So again, that's Real Wellness LLC. Make sure the LLC is there, because there's another Real Wellness, but it's not me.
So we really you have an exciting day coming up on Saturday, July the 25th.
Yes.
You don't have one, you've got 2 book signings going on. So and guys, let's be really clear, there's been a venue change, because we knew going into this, when we were planning everything and setting everything up, that we're living in a COVID-19 environment. And the Authors and Arts was going to be a part of the Phase 3 reopening. Well, North Carolina Phase 3 reopening hasn't happened yet. So we changed the venue. So on Saturday, July the 25th, from 12 to 2 p.m., we're going to be at Jonathan Sports Lounge and Grill at 3400 New Birch Drive in Raleigh, North Carolina. That is actually in the same area as the previous venue. It's in the shopping center where the Family Dollar is, right off of Rock Quarry Road. Super easy to find. Again, that's Jonathan Sports Lounge and Grill. That's at 3400 New Birch Drive. And we will put that information in the comments so that you can refer to it later. And the suite is 120. And then that afternoon, we're going to be in Durham from 5 to 7 p.m. We're going to be at 2000 Chapel Hill Road in Durham, North Carolina. That's the Food Line Shopping Center. There's a beautiful little park that's beside of the building, so that's the area that we're going to be in. So you've got two great options. The lounge is absolutely amazing.
Let me tell you, I saw it for the first time the other day. One, it's a black-owned business, and then two, it was amazing inside of there. I was just like, wow, this is really, really nice.
It is really, really nice.
I'm so grateful that they're allowing us to use it for the book signing. I'm just super excited about that. But I'm also super excited about the Durham event because it's outside.
Right.
And there's a beautiful garden. It's a small little garden there. Nothing compared to what Miss Mama have over here. But it's still a beautiful garden, you know, that's just kind of out there. And you can, there's a waterfall in there as well. It is. So just a nice little space in an area that does not have as much business that it used to have, so we wanted to kind of support that area just a little bit.
Right.
So that's actually going to be really great. So definitely make sure you come out to either Raleigh or Durham so that you can pick up your book, and we will be signing the book for you guys while you're there. Come out and have a little bit of fun with us. I appreciate you guys in advance because I know you guys are going to show up.
Yes, we know lots and lots of people are going to show. We're anticipating a huge number of people, but we're going to be safe. We're going to practice social distancing, and the great thing about Jonathan's Lounge is it's large enough for us to do that and still be able to have a great time and communicate. And we need this.
We need it.
Everybody, we need to get out for just a moment. One, and get some great information that is going to allow us to change our lives. So, two big book signings coming up on one great day.
Yes.
What are you most excited about?
I'm most excited about the fact that, one, I wrote this book and it has done so much for my family and for my clients that I've had, that now lots of other people actually get to have access to the information that's in the book. It's not going to bog you down. It's a very simple and easy read. Very small book, so you can kind of get through it. But the biggest thing I love is that hopefully you guys will take action, because it's not about the knowledge, and you know, they say knowledge is power, knowledge is key. It's about the action that you take that creates the results. So now you have access to the information, and all you have to do is just take action, and then you'll see changes.
So do you think, because we know that there are lots of books that are on the market, is it the fact that your book provides action steps and ways to become accountable? Is that what makes your book different from some of the other ones that are on the market?
Yes, I think that that's going to be a huge thing. I think the way we have it set up is very easy. Like I said, we don't go into a lot of information. The biggest thing is your why, and not just with this book, but with whenever you're trying to do anything in life, your why is the biggest thing. And if your why is not big enough, then you're not going to stick with it, right?
Right.
So understanding why you need to do the things that you need to do to improve your health is essential, and that's what this book goes through. Without giving you way too much information, it gives you enough so that you're like, oh, okay, I get it. That makes sense.
That you will actually be willing to take the steps.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I find that with a lot of programs, it's so much information, and expecting you to do a 180 degree turn. You've been going in one direction your entire life. Now you want to go in the opposite direction. And that we read it and it all sounds wonderful, but at the end you close the book and say that was a good book.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be confusing, you know. So what we did was, at the end of each chapter, we recapped the chapter for you, and then we gave you positive action steps that you can take, and then we also gave you chain breaking tips that you can actually use. So you can actually, you know, dog ear the pages or go back and go, okay, I want to apply that tip and that tip for chapter 1, this tip and this tip for chapter 2, and then you can just work on those, and then you can go back to the book and then work on a couple of others if you want, without having to read the whole book all over again.
Okay,
so
this is what I want you to do. The next thing is we need a journal to go along with this book. So
Gotcha.
we need the Breaking My Family Poor Health Chain journal. So that we can put that in the work, so that you can take notes as you're working through your book, and then you can go back and apply the things that you've written about.
For sure.
So yeah,
definitely. So that's next. That's book 2, right?
That just came to me.
I love it.
But I'm really excited about this book. So today early, I'm just gonna be, guys, you know me. I just shoot straight from the hip. I talk, and I try to be forthcoming and honest and authentic with you all. So let's talk about coins. 2 different coins. One coin is that person who is thin, and is thinness actually an indication of health?
No, not at all. And I'll give you an example. My mom was a size 3-4. Like, everybody be like, whoo, 3-4. Like, she was a size 3-4. But my mom did not have the best of health. She had high blood pressure. She ended up with cancer. She had edema in the legs. She was a nurse.
Wow.
She was a CNA. Let me say CNA, not nurse. But that has nothing to do with your health, because if you're, like I say in the book, if you're judging your health off of how you look and how you feel, then that's not the best indicator, and you're probably going to go wrong, because you want to acknowledge, certain symptoms and things that you have going on, but we have to look at a deeper level, and we have to look at our environment, and that's pretty much what this book talks about, is that we've been told so many times that it's hereditary, right? We hear that like often. It's hereditary, it's hereditary. My mama had it, my grandma had it, my great-grandma had it, my aunt, my brother, all of that, and the genes don't play as big of a part as your environment. And by your environment, what I mean is like the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, every single day of your life, that you're doing with what you're eating, what you're drinking, whether you're exercising or not. If you're going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, like, if your stress levels are high, that is gene changing, right? So if we're doing that daily, your genes are not
changing.
Yeah,
wow.
So that's changing the genetics. The epigenetics is what they talk about. So your epigenetics is being shifted by your environment. Not even talking about like the poor air and the poor quality of certain foods that we're eating, but like that's all.
I think we forget sometimes how vital sleep is. Just to. I know people that burn it at both ends. They get up early. They talk about the Warren Buffetts and the Oprahs of the world. They go to bed at 2 or 3 o'clock every morning. They're back up at 6. And I personally, I can't function that way. After years of having chronic pain, it's just like I found that I need more sleep.
Yeah.
And even now, it's like if I can function off of 7, but 8 is a good number for me.
Okay, I'll be honest. I can actually stay up all night and then function the next day like it was no big deal. Like I can do that. One, that's because of my diet. Because of my diet being, the way it is, my body's not digesting a lot of food at night, right? So I'm eating lighter, and my body's using that as energy, right? So I can go to sleep and wake up in 2 or 3 hours and be fine. But I go to bed. It's not just about sleeping for 8 hours. If you're going to bed at 2 o'clock and sleeping for 8 hours, that's not going to benefit you, because your body needs total darkness to heal, right? Your body also needs to be asleep at a certain time. Every hour past 12 o'clock, it's like missing 2 hours of sleep.
Whoa,
right?
Ta-wanda.
So like that's the thing. So it's not just about, I got 8 hours in. So what? Like, when did you get those 8 hours in? Did you go to bed at 10 or did you go to bed at 2 and then you slept 8 hours from that point? Like, that's kind of what we talk about in the book, and those are the things that people don't know. So when we talk about education and misinformation, we hear 8 hours of sleep, but you're not getting the details of what that actually means and what that looks like. Because again, we were born in total darkness and we heal in total darkness. So we need total darkness when we sleep. So
sleep is restorative and rejuvenative, and all your cells turn over.
Right, and so not just that, so your cells and then also your organs. So on an organ level, like your organs are actually cleaning and doing process. They're restoring and rebuilding and repairing themselves while you sleep. So you're doing that. Plus you're, getting ready for the day. Your brain is actually also trying to solve the problems that you had of the day. So your brain is not like relaxing asleep. Your brain is like going through what you did throughout the day and what issues that you had, trying to help solve problems. So there's a lot that goes on when I have this book right here. Like,
so tell us how to get that
sorry.
book. We need it. Tell us.
So again, you can go on the website, which is realwellnesscorp.com. I'm sorry, realwellnesscorp /book. realwellnesscorp /book. And you can also get it on Amazon, or you can come out to one of the venues and hang out and have some fun. We're going to have some drinks, we're going to have some music, we're going to have some pictures, and we're going to have this book.
It's going to be a really great time, and we're really looking forward to it.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm excited about this project because I think it has the potential to create not just wealth in our health in this generation, but in generations to come.
Generational changing. That is my thing, guys. That's my jam, like the kids say. Like, that's my jam. Like, to change a generation is like essential. Like, I look at my children, I'm like, I changed the generation. Now my children get to change generations because they haven't had immunization shots. They haven't had, they haven't eaten at fast food restaurants, and they've been vegan, so, which is, I think, a wonderful thing that somebody pointed out to me, that all three of my children actually stuck with the way they were raised.
Okay.
And I'm like, I never thought about that, but that's a really interesting thing. But they get to do the same thing all over again, and probably increase and do something a little bit better. So generational changing is essential, and especially even with my clients. I have clients that says, oh, my daughter is doing well, she's changed her diet, or my grandkids are eating better, they're watching me and all of that. And I just love and appreciate that they took the time to change, and now it's actually affecting family members, and now family members are working out together and changing their diets and thinking differently. And it first starts with you, so actually you can actually be the change in your family, and then just keep doing what you're doing, and just know that people are watching you. Even if you don't think that they are, they're watching. And if you continue to do well and have success, they're going to follow behind you just like that. Like my family did the same thing. Yeah. But they're going to watch you first to see if you're for real and if you're going to stick with it. And if you do, then you have generational change, and you actually were the start of that. So I think that is very important.
You raised an important point there, that people are watching you, even when you don't think they're watching.
Yeah, even on your social media pages, those people that watch and they don't say anything. They're watching.
Because even people that I know have never liked, never comment, never said anything, but when I see them in person, they'll mention something about an In the Garden episode. Sure. And I'm like, you're watching.
For sure.
So definitely, it's not just true with children. People watch what you do more than what you say.
Yeah. But, I mean, for yourself, too, just making those changes. We always hear about the Black community. Oh, it affects the Black community more. This is going to stop all of that if we actually start doing it. This is just the beginning, but it's a great place for people to begin, Now you have people that are, a little past this, and that's fine, just where you are, but at least have the start so that you can share this information with people, and then you can keep just growing your information, because that's what life is about. It's about growth.
And you know what? I think all of us are at different stages, and I think regardless of what stage you're in, there's something that you can take from this book. Because we are all constantly evolving and constantly changing. So, one person may have the exercise piece together, but they don't have the diet so much, or their relationship with food. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so I think this book, it's going to touch different people in different ways. Yeah. But I'm excited about it.
What's your favorite chapter? I put her on the spot, didn't I, guys? I put her on the spot.
My favorite chapter, let me get the chapter names correctly, because I have read the entire book, but I studied it.
I love it.
I think chapter 9 just really brought it home to me, and chapter 9 is Take Back Your Health.
Yes.
Because, I talked about it, two different sides of a coin, so I'm the other side of the coin. Been heavy my entire life. Always been an exerciser, though, because my family, they had a history of diabetes and high blood pressure, and I made a decision in my 20s. I was never going to be a diabetic, never going to have high blood pressure. And then some of the issues, because, my parents have night tables full of medication, didn't want that. And I saw that early on. So, but I never had the eating part, because my first memory as a child was being handed a bowl of peaches and cookies because I was crying because I had both my legs in casts. So when I read that Take Back Your Health, it changed something in me because, you know, I was like, my blood work looks good, and I can get out here and with my trainer, he make me run and stuff. And it's always challenging, but I always feel good at the end of it because I'm capable of doing that. But I want to have my health in a different kind of way, and it not be about weight because I love me, and I think I'm a little bit cute, y'all. But when I read that, it just shifted something. It was like, take it back. It was like, it was yours to have from the beginning.
Right.
It's like, but we become conditioned, and it's not even just me with the, you know, the peaches and the cookies, but the way we've eaten for generations and generations from slave times, because we were given the scraps of food to eat. And even to the area that I live in now, when I moved here and realized there isn't a place over here to get a salad from, a fresh salad, a good salad. No. Because I lived in a different side of town. I moved here. I've got grocery stores nearby, but I was like, where can I get a fresh salad? And I began to think about it, and I either would have to go completely to the other side of town or to Garner, which is a few miles away, but there's nothing in this immediate area. So it's taking it back. Just take it back. It's like, it was yours to begin with. It's like, but somebody along the way, either they didn't know and they misinformed you, or just through generations of eating the way we've always ate, and now it's killing us.
Yeah. Well, and I think some of the stuff that we did in slavery, like you said, we had to, you know, we had to survive, right?
Right.
But there's some things that are missing in that survival that we did, and I think I talk about that. I talk about pot liquor in the book. I don't know if you guys know what pot liquor is in the book, right?
I love that. It's like,
that.
You made me giggle and you made me go, but you made me laugh out loud several times.
And I think that's probably one of the other things that I like about this book is it really does have my personality. I think
so
I'm
much
funny.
so.
Like, I think I'm funny. I
You are
mean,
funny.
I'm funny to me. I'm funny to me. So I do have a couple of, you know, I have some of that in there, and the pot liquor is something that they used to, you know, when you cook your vegetables, right? You have the liquid, and a lot of the nutrients are in the liquid, so they would sop it up with biscuits or with cornbread and all that stuff. Well, that doesn't happen anymore because, one, we're using a can, and it's just the you know, salt from the can, so we don't have that because we're not cooking it ourselves, or we dump it out.
Right.
So we're not getting all the nutrients that we need. So that means that we're not our body's not getting everything that it's supposed to have.
Yeah.
So like that's
during those time periods, they used everything they had.
And
don't throw that out.
And that was probably because if they didn't eat it, they put it in soup, right? They would make a soup with that, and now you have a whole big soup with all those nutrients in it, with everything else that you're already adding into it. So definitely there's a difference even in what they were doing, our ancestors were doing, or our parents were doing, as to what we're doing now. So there's still a slight difference.
Yeah.
So you know, so we're losing some of that information, and those are the things that our elders used to pass down.
Right.
And that information doesn't get passed down anymore, but I'm passing it. I'm passing it, taking it back to the basics of just life, and I think that's what I love.
So tell everybody the name of this wonderful book again.
It is Breaking Your Family's Poor Health Chain. I'm breaking my family's poor health chain, but I want you to break your family's poor health chain, because you can do it too. You know, it is truly, it's simple stuff, but it's not easy, because the biggest issue that most people have is being disciplined and sticking with it. You know, but if you stick with it, then you can make generational changes. You really can.
Yeah. So one more time, tell us how to get the book.
You're going to the website. You're going to realwellnesscorp.com/book, or you're going to Amazon and you can pick it up there, or you can still go to the website and it gives you the Cash App name, which is Real Wellness LLC. So you can purchase it that way as well. Just make sure you put if you're going to pick it up or if you want us to ship it to you. Okay.
And then you're going to make sure that you come out on Saturday, July the 25th. 2 great events, 2 book signings. The first one is going to be from 12 to 2 p.m. at Jonathan's Lounge and Grill. That's at 3400 New Birch Drive, Suite 120, here in the city of Raleigh, North Carolina. It's right off of Rock Quarry Road. If you go over the bridge, you've gone too far. Turn around. We're right there beside Family Dollar at Jonathan's Sports Lounge and Grill. Great, beautiful venue. And then that afternoon, that's going to be the indoor event in case you have existing health issues. You don't want to be out in the sun, because some people just don't like being outdoors. I personally love it. But if you don't, come join us for the 12 o'clock event. And if you like being outside and you want to be in this beautiful garden and have this experience with us, because I promise you, this is going to be a life-changing experience. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. It's already changed me. Then you're going to meet us at 2000 Chapel Hill Road in Durham, North Carolina. And that's in the Food Line Shopping Center. That's a beautiful little quaint park between the building. So don't become alarmed. We're going to have people in the parking lot to point you in the right direction, but you'll see it. You'll know it right away. It's a beautiful little green space. So Ta-wanda, is there anything else that you want to add before we close out today?
Well, first I want to tell you thank you for inviting me to the garden and for doing the interviews. I appreciate
your
welcome time, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully we can help you guys with shifting your health and not having to worry so much about everything that's going on, because you know that you're taking care of your health, and not just your health but your family's health, because you first have to pour into yourself and give to you so that you can give to those that you love. And that's something that we often don't do. We often want to help everybody else, but you got to help yourself first before you can help others. So if you do that, then you're going to be, good to go.
Well, Ta-wanda, it was my absolute pleasure to have you here today. And in the years since I've known you, even whenever somebody is sick or something's going on, because I know you are the authority to go to. Before you go to your doctor, talk to Ta-wanda. So
I appreciate it.
It was an absolute pleasure to have you here for both the interviews, and I'm so excited and looking forward to the book signings on July the 25th. And we're going to see you all there. Make sure you take note of the venue change. I'll post it in the comments, and then next week we're going to be posting about it all week so that you'll know how to find us on the 25th. Guys, thank you for watching In the Garden with Joyful Living. It has been an absolute pleasure. Again, we're here today on the front porch because it was threatening to rain. It drizzled a little bit, but still, we're in the garden with Joyful Living. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys.